You've been waiting and debating for oh so long, just starving like Marvin for a Cool J song. Hey man, we ain't number 10 minutes late up in this thing. It is the morning run. Big Dog Chico, Uncle Nick. Hey, we got Professor B.A. Booty Arm will be joining us in the building. It's the morning run. Let's get it.
Wow, it's the latest and greatest in sports and entertainment. And we have for the culture also. It's Uncle Neely, Big Dog Chico. It's morning somewhere. So we have the morning run going on right now. 7 a.m. Hawaii time, 11 a.m. Mountain time, 12 noon Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern time. We might have Dukes the Scoop jumping in with us and joining us, giving us some updates. But we're going to talk about Colorado football, of course. Coach Prime, give y'all some updates, some thoughts, our insights and everything. Talk about a little QB battle with Salter and Juju Lewis. Some recruiting updates, NBA news, NFL news, and whatever else is going on in the sports world today. As I'm looking at some drama going on with Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr., we got to talk about that too. You know what I mean? So we can get right into it, man. First of all, it's Monday. How was the weekend? Everything was good?
Yeah, no complaints, man, on this end. Everything was slow and steady and safe, you know. Everybody want to just go home. So that's all. Hey, Chico, when you go out in 2025, you just want to go home, man.
Just want to make it home. Just want to get there.
Yeah, you just want to make it home, dog. You
Yeah.
make it home, you won.
You ain't lying. There's some people that go out, that'd be the last time they go out.
Yes,
As my
sir.
coach used to say, they wake up dead, unfortunately. Yeah, I did. I used to do that too.
I think I see where he's going, but we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
That's a real old school coach right there. He say stuff like real reality and real reality.
They wake up dead or they go to sleep alive?
That's a great question. We needed you on the team because we would just look and be like, and then we just go back to hitting each other. So.
Yeah, just go back to hitting each other, man. That's all that matters at this point.
Maybe that'll
go. Like we said last week, man, this is officially July. And so what that tells us when it's July is that this is the month that football starts back. Football takes place, you know, so won't be long now. The players are back. They had to be back yesterday for another little phase of strengthening, conditioning, which is about 10 days worth in my calculator. My math is right. Then you get another break, July 19th, summer break too. Now, you know, Chico, if you're in school and that kind of thing, of course, that doesn't waive your academic requirements. You still got to, you know, go to class and be on campus, but you take a break from the strength and conditioning. Then it starts back up. Team meeting on Sunday, the 27th of July, but first workouts, preseason workouts will be that Monday, July 28th. So everything is taking place this week, tomorrow and Wednesday, with Wednesday being Colorado's day, but this week is Big 12 Media Day. Big 12 Media taking place on Tuesday and Wednesday, with Colorado being on Wednesday. So we'll be having some updates and a couple of lives coming from there. So do what you do and stay tuned.
Yes, indeed. Please do that. Please do that. And stay tuned because Louisiana Glenn is in the chat right now. He said, Chico, hit me with your address. Because he's going to, what?
Hey, joyful greens, not just greens, but joyful greens. Somebody in the chat say joy.
Say joy. Hey, man. Woman's type of joy that woman has right there.
Yeah.
Because I would have some joy if you send me some good old collard greens out here with some smoked turkey.
You know how to cook them, boy, Chico?
I know how to cook them.
Yeah.
If I don't, I'll figure it out when they come.
Now we're talking because legit. What? I ain't never cooked greens in my life. I'm gonna eat them, but I don't know how to cook greens.
You know what? That's a great point, Uncle Neely. You know what I mean? Have I ever cooked them? I think I've cooked them one time from scratch, and because I really wanted them, you know. But if he's gonna send them, I'm sure he'll send them, you know, prepped some type of way where all I have to do is either heat them up.
That man ain't shipping no cooked greens from Boulder to Hawaii.
They could be cooked then, what do you call it? Air, you know what I mean? Vacuum sealed? What?
Come on, dog.
I know plenty greens.
Oh no,
back in
yeah,
the
them kind of
field
greens that
get
you
shipped
smoke.
out
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I know them kind of greens ship well. But you heat them up a different way. You wrap them in something and heat them up. We talk about something going to pot. Not pot, but go in pot. In a pot. You might look, Chico, get on YouTube. Go to Chat GPT. Chat GPT be helping you with your game. Go Chat GPT and say, hey, how do I cook some collard greens?
Nah. Then they're gonna do it without the seasoning, without the real turkey legs, without the
You know what, Chico? Right here, right. We've been do a live test. Only on the morning run can you get this kind of culture. I'm going to ask GPT, Chat GPT, how do you cook collard greens like black people?
And shout out to Reverend BJ Nelson, who came into the live last night. And he also sent me some footage of his barbecue from the 4th of July weekend. And I asked him, did you prep your meat? And he said, of course, my meat is always
You got to prep your
prepped.
meat, dog.
You got to
Chico,
prep your
if
meat.
I may, this
Yes,
is Chat GPT, not me. So all the cooks out there, y'all let me know because I ain't never cooked collard greens in my life. It said, I asked, how do you cook collard greens like black people? It said, cooking collard greens like black people typically means preparing them in the Southern Black tradition, a flavorful, soulful, slow simmered dish that's rich in history and love. Here's a classic method passed down through generations, like Chat GPT would know about generation.
Like what generation though?
GPT. It said you're gonna take 2 large bunches of fresh collards, 1 smoked meat, could be ham hock, smoked turkey leg, and neck bones, 1 large onion chopped, 3 to 5 cloves of garlic minced, teaspoon of red pepper flakes, optional but traditional, a teaspoon of sugar that balances the bitterness, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, add some kick. Her words, not mine. Salt and black pepper to taste, 4 to 6 cups of chicken broth or water plus bouillon, optional. Hot sauce, vinegar, or pepper for serving. Then they go through all how to clean it, flavor the pot with the pot liquor. Hey, man, Chico, Chat GPT got your back, dog.
They all right. You know, you just got to add it with the stuff that's not going to be on there. You know, the real
No, they
things
got
that
the
was
black
passed
stuff
down.
on there. Season with salt and pepper and extra vinegar desired. Remove the meat, shred it, return it back to the pot if you like. They got the hot sauce, you got everything in there. Red pepper flakes, like Chico. Don't mess, that man seen them greens, Chico. Don't mess them greens up.
I ain't gonna mess them up. I'm gonna mess them up, but I ain't gonna mess
Lose
them up.
that just said that's right. He said what I just read, right? Chat. Shout out to Chat GPT.
All right. Well, hey, we ride with Chat GPT. Like you said, it gave me some game. You know what I mean?
It did that. Chat GPT got a grandmama. You got a big mama.
It must definitely have a mud deer or a big mama.
Man, I might
Sabrina said,
try to cook me some greens.
so correct. Okay. All right.
I ain't never cooked no
That's
greens.
right.
Chico, it's 2 things I love that I ain't never cooked.
What's that?
3 things I absolutely love. I've never cooked. I ain't never cooked no collard greens. I ain't never cooked no mac and cheese. And I've never cooked grits.
Oh, hold
I never
down.
made no grits, Chico.
Hold down. Now, how could you love grits, but you've never cooked? Man, I've cooked grits just because sometimes.
No,
What?
but I'm talking about I like them like my grandma used to cook, my mama cook. I ain't talking about them boxes. You got them little bowls you throw in the microwave, Chico. You
Oh
cheat.
no.
My real grits.
Those would do every once in a while, but you gotta have the real grits, the ones that come off the stove.
Yeah, I ain't never cooked them. Love some grits.
I have plenty of time. So y'all let us know y'all some grits eaters out there, you know, because people in Colorado and Boulder didn't have grits options till Coach Prime got there.
Oh, we changed that real fast.
Had to change that. You can't have
Now you
breakfast
know
options with no grits.
he did it. He did it because he the man in charge. But I was Rosa Parks. And he just happened to be behind me in line. I got in line, and it was like day 2, week 1. And it's like, hey, we got oatmeal. I said, I'll take grits. And he said, grits? What's grits? I grabbed my chest. Oh, Elizabeth, what is grits? I'm coming to see you, Elizabeth. And coach was like, hey, we got to get grits in here.
Yeah, man. I walked in the restaurants out here like you did right there, just expecting it to be on the menu. Yeah, I'll take some grits. You know, without even asking, do you have? Man, I walked out of restaurants, dog. I'm like, what we
You
gonna
did
do
right.
then? What we doing?
You did right. And you should have
that's
knocked something over on your way out. You should have just
right.
walked out. You should have knocked the ketchup off the table or something.
Step y'all game up, dog.
Yeah,
How am I
I
supposed
ain't
to
got no
really get
rule.
full? I don't have no grits that's gonna stick to me.
I
That's
gotta
what
have
they do. They stick to you, dog. Got me thinking about it right now. But before we get into that, man, let's get into the meat and potatoes
yeah.
of the show. Colorado Buffaloes. Before we even talk about Floyd Mayweather and the possibilities of what happened, with Roy Jones and Sugar Ray Leonard, let's go to Colorado Buffaloes, man. Some people have been talking about the recruiting going on, been asking questions about the high school recruiting class or the lack thereof in some cases. Man, what do you think about what Coach Prime has done so far this recruiting season with the guys he's brought in? And I'll say this real quick for everybody out there. From top to bottom, this team is way more talented. If you look from here to here, this team is talented, more talented than what we had in the years in the past. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I think, man, there's this old adage out there, and folks with a little gray hair like me and Luzette and Glenn have heard it before, that comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
But there's sometimes, man, when you're trying to measure stuff, you got no choice but to juxtaposition it against something else. And when you look at the number of high schoolers, at least at this point, who have signed with Colorado, it is certainly down in numbers from how many signed this time last year. Mathematical fact. All right. But when you look programmatically at what you're trying to accomplish, and you go back to when you handed the keys to Coach Prime, the talent level of the young people, young student athletes, high schoolers, if you will, that are visiting, actually considering Colorado, that have Colorado in their top 5 or top 3 or top 2, you can't help but rejoice and know that your program is heading in the right direction, because just 4 football seasons ago, 3, if you will, none of them would have showed up to Colorado and had the interest.
Mm-hmm.
But now Colorado is making it into the finals in some homes. And we say, oh, Neely, well, what about, the numbers were much better last year? Well, but let's look at what has changed in the past 365 days. And football teams got budgets now as far as what you can offer a player to play for you. Right. And that comes into play. So here you got a guy who's been on 2 official visits, and his starting number is 1.1 million. What you think he's gonna want from the third school? At least 1.1 million, right?
Yeah.
And if you have already dipped into your budget to that degree, that impacts you. And I'm not talking a Colorado story. I'm talking about college football. This is going to go on everywhere. You're not going to be able to measure your recruiting success with the same metrics that you used to measure it in, because it has a true above the table financial component to it. You look at what, I know we're gonna get into it. Look what the guy signed at Texas Tech. Look what he got.
5.1 million.
How many people that he visited actually had that as well?
Right.
So when he says no to somebody and says yes to them, you can't just go to their program. Oh man, what are we doing, man? We're falling apart. Like it's don't work that way no more.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many moving parts to recruiting, including this, Chico, and you know this as a highly touted recruit out of Alabama from the position of tight end. Not only is money coming into play and that kind of thing, what did you start off with when you kicked it over to me? This is a very talented team. And what do people want to do? They want to play now. So when you go on that visit and you look around that room and see what's in front of you, you're going to do just like me when I was about to join the Sonic Boom of the South. You're going to pack your horn up and you're going to go somewhere else because I can't compete. Not only am I not getting the bread, like I'm not going to play here.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So there's a lot of moving parts to it, Chico.
Yes, indeed. And when you have a guy that's getting approximately $5.1 million after committing, and that's his contract over, I think it was a 3-year period, fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed.
Damn.
High
That's
school,
groundbreaking, man.
to college. And keep in mind, still the NCAA says there's no pay for play. I can't pay you based on performance. So you see words like guaranteed no matter what whether you get a first down or interception, like it doesn't matter. This is what we're going to pay you to come be on our football team over a 3-year period. $5 million.
What did you say when you asked for the grits and they didn't have any? What did you say you did? You put your hand over your heart. Oh,
Elizabeth.
dog, when I see this, I put my hand over my heart. These
Yeah,
guys
and let me say this,
$5
Chico. Well, because
goddamn
somebody
dirty.
out there will say, well, WTF, Neely, why even try? Let me tell you why you try, Chico. And this number is only going to go up. It's not going to go down. As we sit here today, 53% of college football players transfer.
Dang.
That's over half. So if
Yeah.
you come to me on a visit and I don't get you the first time, guess where you're going to look in 2 years when you're ready to get up out of the other one?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to go through the motions. You got to recruit. You got to swing the bat, pause. You got to try. You got to do all the things you can, because no matter where they go, whether it's to you or somebody else, over 50% transfer.
Yes. Oh man. Do you think these guaranteed contracts are going to lower that number at the end of the day? Like, because now if it's fully guaranteed, like the question is, if I'm the player, right? Do I feel like I'm stuck here? I have to stay here. Like I signed the contract, I'm obligated to stay here now, or can I still transfer? Is that still wide open as if before? Like, what's the situation now?
That
I
part is
want to
still
know.
wide open. It just becomes void should you leave. Like, it's guaranteed as long as you're quote unquote here. But I would say, Chico, I don't think it's going to change anything as far as make people stay longer, because people quit jobs they're happy with every day they pay well. So if you got a better opportunity somewhere, the better opportunity is gonna still go. And so, like for instance, if I get $5 million from you and it's before I've done a damn thing, and over a 1-year period I do more than that, my value just went up. Somebody else is gonna offer me more.
You ain't lying.
So I think it's in aggregation, it's going to actually accentuate the portal more for those who are performing. And then it's going to lead to a system change for those who are underperforming. Because again, at some point, we're going to have to be realistic about this pay for play stuff.
Yeah.
Like at some point in America, when you're compensated, you actually have to do the job.
Yeah.
And if I'm compensating you because what I believed you could do, and we 2 years in, you ain't never done it, there's got to be some kind of clawback to happen, or the system is going to implode.
Man, who else is discussing it like this? Chat, y'all let us know. Good. Nobody. I see it in the chat right now. Nobody. Y'all two doing y'all thing. Appreciate it. We talking about it right here. We got Professor Chuck Bishop in the background. He's gonna come on and join us, give us some news from the culture also. But man, this is just game changing how these guys now can leverage that transfer portal with the contract and with their play. Real quick, if I'm a player, I get a contract like this. I go in there. I might be underperforming or whatever. I'm going to want to stick with this contract. I'm not playing. I'm not really having offers anywhere else. I'm going to stay with this contract. Will a team be able to break that contract is the next question, because we see that happening in the league all the time. Guys sign a contract, then you get cut here, and it's no problem. You're not talking about loyalty and all this stuff then. What do you think is going from there, Unc? Or your thoughts on that? Would teams be able to just cut these players soon?
I think so. I think the short answer is yes, but I think it has to be like scholastic in nature, because again, the NCAA is still dying on the heel of it's not a pay for play thing. So you can't cut somebody because they didn't get 100 yards. However, you can cut somebody because their failure to attend team meetings, keep their grades up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think both people, end up with some degree of an exit clause. But Chico, the nature of this thing is this pie is only going to get bigger, because you got to consider this. And I gave the example. I signed Chico, freshman out of Selma, and I'm going to pay him $3 million over 3 years. Well, a year into that thing, he becomes the leader in the nation at whatever he's doing, right? I got to give him more than $3 million to stay now.
Exactly. Or somebody else gonna come in with a bag.
Yeah. So it's like whatever budget you thought you had. How we talked about Travis being in Jacksonville, and how Jacksonville, at least during the draft, said we understand we're getting into, that we want him to play both ways and we want him to be great. And if he's great both ways, we know what that's going to do to the budget. Like, you have to go into it going like, all right, this is what I got this guy for, but that don't mean what I'm going to be able to keep him for.
Right.
And then so when you see someone signing class looking lackluster, it could be attributed to the success of their current roster and now having to budget for that.
Yes. Whole different ball game now, man. From the players coming out of high school going to college to the players that's already on the roster staying there. Um, NIL deals and all these other things going on, floating around now, man. It's ways to get money if you're a college football player. Goodness gracious.
Tell you like my daddy told me, Chico.
What do you say?
Boy, you got caviar taste with catfish money.
Your mouth writing the check that can't cash.
You want it, but you can't afford it.
You ain't lying. Woo. I want it, but I'm too old for it. I was born a little bit too late.
Yeah.
Damn. These guys getting paid, man. More power to them.
You in that era, Chico. You got the $100 handshake after the game.
Something like that, yeah. Right. Man, listen, Unc. Yeah, everybody goes back to Chico. Well, yeah, it's gonna go back to me because it's just two of us talking right now. So you gotta listen to me. When I was being recruited, Unc, I didn't realize this though. I had a former teammate's dad that happened to always wear these Auburn shirts and Auburn pullovers and jackets. It didn't register to me at the time, but he was Auburn alumni and he was an apparent booster. Well, at the time when I was making my decision, he invited me to his house, set me down, talked to me, told me how he was going to take care of me if I decide to go to Auburn.
Sure.
All of this thing over the dinner table. It went over my head at the time. I didn't have anybody with me. It was just me sitting at the dinner table. I'm not realizing what he's saying until later on. He was telling me, man, I'm going to take care of you.
If you go to Auburn.
If you go to Auburn.
Yeah.
Once I chose to go to UAB, did I hear from him again? No.
Hell no.
But had I had my antennas up, I would have known what he was talking about. That moolah, baby. Munyon Canyon. I could have been.
Yeah, he let you know you weren't going to want for nothing. He was letting you know this booster is your shepherd, you shall not want.
He ain't lying. Unbelievable. I missed out on that one. Free game, guys, out there. If y'all got somebody.
Take your ass to UAB and he ain't spoke to you no more.
Oh, man. Shout out to Coach. I'm not going to call his name. But we got Professor Chuck in the back. We're going to talk about some HBCU culture sports also. Got some news on Michael Vick, news on Deshaun Jackson. We also going to come back to Colorado football. Also, so stay tuned because we're going to talk about this quarterback battle between Katie Salter and Juju Lewis and everything else. Colorado Buffalo football. Let's go to Professor Chuck Bishop with news from the culture. Oh, now Professor Chuck.
Man, as he comes on, shout out to Peter D. Supernatural. He know about the $100 handshake.
Definitely got the $100 handshakes.
Oh, yeah, you know about the $100 handshake, man.
Chuck, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Fascinating discussion you guys are having. I'm curious, because you're seeing reports about some of the clauses Florida State is having within their NIL structure in terms of fining kids for losing cleats and things of that nature. I mean, but why would you go anywhere where you have a restrictive sort of NIL environment?
Did you say fining kids for cleats?
Yeah, they have some questionable clauses within their NIL structure where kids will get fined for missing equipment, not going to class. But they have quite a few things that has turned up some eyebrows. There's some articles that you've seen about that with regards to specifically Florida State. But from a team that's coming off a 2-10 season, how are they going to get talent with some of this weird verbiage within their NIL structure? So
I don't think it's weird, Chuck. I don't think it's weird. Let me say this. I hadn't read that article. First, I hear from you. I trust your breakdown of it. But here's why I don't think it's weird. At some point, man, we are in America. It is a democracy that operates under the umbrella of a republic that is fashioned to capitalism. Like, we don't vote on everything. We vote on the people, and those people run it between elections, and those people run it based on capitalism. Based on that, I got to get what I am damn paying for, buy low, sell high. Like this, that's the American way. If I don't have some kind of language where I can get some of this money back when it don't go my way, the system is going to implode. It is so un-American that after about 2 or 3 seasons of this, you're gonna have like, you remember the .coms when they popped because the value was overinflated and wasn't attached to nothing.
Sure.
It won't work that way. Like it's not sustainable to continue to pay somebody and overpay somebody. You look at what was happening just this time a year ago with the collectives, and yeah, we got $50,000 a semester, and all they got to do is stop by the Boys and Girls Club once. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods don't charge that much to stop by the Boys and Girls Club. Like the system will implode that way. And so I think what you're seeing in Florida State do is a lot of other people are going to do, and it could be film time.
Yeah.
Grades. Were you early for meetings? Did you check in and breakfast? Like I have to have the ability that if I'm giving you $100,000, how do I get some of it back when you don't do what you're supposed to do and what I say you're supposed to do? Because I can't attach it to field performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can attach it to scholastic activities. When you were in Murrah, Chuck, I know you still didn't pay it because JPS called me about it. When you didn't turn your books in, then you got fined. It's in your books,
right?
Them not your cleats.
Mm.
And so I got to come up with some kind of structure to be like, all right, when Chuck don't get that 50 yards, and I can't say it's not the 50 yards, but I can say he didn't check in at breakfast. I'm getting 2,000 back. I'm getting
that's exactly what we just talked about too. That goes to what we talked about. So you put in that language, and hell, it was told to us. It just wasn't written in a contract when we played. Take your butt to class, go to treatment. You better go here. You better go to, and then the coach can either put you in this category of him skipping treatment. He's not that type of guy. Then they can have a reason to pull your scholarship, to not sign you back, because a lot of people didn't realize scholarships were year-to-year contracts.
Sure.
You had to go in there and sign your contract around February. I remember doing that the first time. Like, what? I thought this was 4 years.
Chico,
that's when reality hit right there. No, dog.
Yeah.
Chico, I had so many mamas get mad at me telling them the truth. They're like, yeah, my baby, he gonna sign with such. So they gave him a 4-year scholarship. The hell they did. There's no such thing as a 4-year scholarship.
Right.
Ain't lying. So, hey man,
what did Nick Nolte told Penny Hardaway? I see you practice tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much. That was it.
Yeah.
I'll see you practice tomorrow.
If your mama want to keep that house, be a practice tomorrow.
Exactly.
Because you say you're gonna quit and keep all the stuff, like no.
Yeah. Don't work that way.
That's when reality hits you right there like a ton of bricks. You're like, damn. Yeah, okay.
There it is.
Talk to us, man. Give us the news on Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson and everything else.
Before you talk to us.
Before
you talk to us. I just want to let the people know that Chuck is a outstanding, upstanding graduate of I Love Jackson State University. He's getting his PhD at Texas Southern. So please, y'all, don't be attacking Chuck because you see him in some Texas Southern gear. He teaches there. He's getting his PhD. Because Chuck, I remember when you was on ESPN and represented Texas Southern, and the world blew up.
Right. Exactly.
No, I just want to let them know when they see that little Texas Southern logo on your chest over there that you verified, certified, you stamp.
Very much so over at Texas Southern. I appreciate the W-2 from Texas Southern University. So, but let's jump into it, man. Now you can own a Deshaun Jackson HBCU football jersey, and here's how much it costs. So, very unique and novel thing that Delaware State is doing in terms of selling Deshaun Jackson number 10 Delaware State jerseys. I think it's a really cool thing that they're doing prior to the first game. So I think you can get those jerseys right now for roughly about $60 or so, as I'm trying to pull it back up here. But they're doing a great job with regards to marketing the fact that they have an HBCU superstar that's coaching over there at Delaware State. So you can jump out there, you can get you a Deshaun Jackson jersey. So those are jumping out there with regards to marketing for Delaware State University. And there you see it, that Deshaun Jackson number 10 jersey. Very unique thing in terms of that MEAC rivalry getting back up and going with regards to Delaware State, Norfolk State, two former Philadelphia Eagles and Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson taking over at their respective schools this upcoming season. So good job, Delaware State, on the marketing piece of that.
I think it goes right into what they have to what they have to do and what's going on with the merging of the individual brands and the school brand, like Michael Vick at Delaware State and Norfolk State and Deshaun Jackson here at Delaware State. I think Uncle Neely might have some also.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, big dog. That I'm a little mad. I'm a little mad now because I know the proceeds go to the program, but I went on and wanted to support Vic and got to Norfolk State.
That's what's up.
And they got Vic on the back, Vic 7. But Vic, Deshaun $69.99, yours like triple that. But you know what? Mike Vick did say that, portion of proceeds are going directly to Norfolk State football program. So I'm all in. Saw what Coach Prime did at Jack State, wishing Michael Vick number the best at Norfolk State, Deshaun the same at Delaware State. So some nice merch, man, the way they take these coaches' individual brands and then merge them with the schools for the sake of putting some money back into the program. So you can go, I think it's on michaelvick.com. You can get you the Norfolk State Vic 7.
That's pretty dope. I like that.
Yeah, it is nice. And then Unc, just for you too, you said just to clarify the prices. I think you might have gotten a big size like I would do. So the prices for the jerseys range from $60 for a small size to $130 for a 6XL. So it goes up based on your size. So no worries, Unc.
I won't worry. I wasn't tripping. I was kind of tripping, but I wasn't tripping.
But if you guys want something, you can get with Uncle Chico's face on it. You know what I mean? Y'all see it scrolling right at the bottom right there. UncleChico.myshopify.com and get you some Uncle Chico merch.
And
represent
won't be long before some For the Culture merch is added to there as well. Exactly. I don't know if we're gonna really have a booty arm shirt, y'all. Like we're trying to keep it professional. But it'll be some For the Culture shirts though.
I appreciate that.
Chuck, I'm sorry, but we gotta have a booty arm skew.
Somehow. That was my way of teeing up the chat to say y'all got to demand it. But
yeah,
you got to ask for it now. If y'all want it,
you got to put a BA in the chat. Put a BA in the chat.
A little BA in the chat if you want some, some BA.
Sorry,
work.
Chuck.
Amazing.
You got their hands shining too, baby. Like we got that fresh ball.
I know. The
things be calling you a lace front.
Things we can do on our lunch break. Let's keep going, man. We were talking about Michael Vick. Michael Vick's first game will be under the lights August 28th. Where they will take on Towson University. But that game will now be broadcast on ESPN. They're still determining which one of the ESPN's 2 or U or whichever ESPN 3, which with regards to Norfolk State. But Norfolk State gets some national television love from ESPNU as that game is moved to under the lights. It'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff against Towson. So Michael Vick getting
when is that, Chuck?
August 28th, Thursday. It's a Thursday game.
Okay, Thursday night game. Okay, Chuck, I want to celebrate that Thursday night game we get to watch, but there's a whole lot of BAs rolling through the chat. They want the booty off, so we got to give it to them.
The people have spoken. So
they've spoken.
They have spoken. What can you do?
I tried to offer them Jesus, but they selected Barabbas. So like what I got, I'm washing my hands of.
Once again, I thank you and Chico for all that you have done for me. Thank you.
Hey man, we couldn't think of a better guy to do it to.
And lastly, man, let's take a look at Jackson State current basketball coach Mo Williams. He has been selected for the 2025 class for the Mississippi Hall of Fame. So definitely kudos out to Mo Williams with regards to his stellar career that he had not only at Murrah in Jackson, Mississippi, but also at Alabama, and also 13-year career in the pros. Does have a world championship ring to the ledger. But Mo Williams, 2025 Mississippi Hall of Famer. So, and just think, it all could have gone in a different direction had he listened to me. So.
I was going to ask you, man, how does it feel, that you coach Mo, and he is not only an NBA champion and head coach in the SWAC, but now is rightly so going into the Mississippi Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame as his former coach, man. How does it make you feel?
I'm very proud, very excited. I thought back then that he probably would have been very Michael Vickish, Charlie Ward like, probably would have been an RPO type guy. But I think he chose right. I can finally admit to that now. But I
And by
thought I was on
choosing
the
right, I want to make sure we get this clear. By choosing right, you're saying that you're thankful he didn't listen to you.
I'm kind of thankful he didn't listen to me. Look what all has grown from not listening to me. So
Because if I'm correct, and you please let us in chat know that while Mo Williams was playing on your youth football team, he was also playing basketball and baseball, and you told him that he should leave those other two sports alone and focus on football.
I did mistakenly, but hey,
Chuck, it happens, Chuck. It's okay. It happens, Chuck. Maybe they at that age, he kind of matured. He grew out of his whatever it was, you know what I mean? Became more of a back. Hey man,
But
don't worry about it.
you're exactly right, Chico. My final question to it is: Did he end up winning an NBA championship?
He did.
No further questions. Thank you.
You know what, Neely?
Unbelievable.
I did read about somebody who thought Apple was not going to take off, and he didn't make the billions, but there is always that someone who didn't do what he needed to do at that time. So
yeah.
Smuggles KP said, did not know Booty Arm was a head coach. Yeah, Booty Arm used to coach, man. Lake High coach.
Boy, y'all are running with this. Oh, my God.
Man, news for the coach, Michael Vick, Mo Williams, Deshaun Jackson, man. Shout out to all of those guys. Let's stay right here since we're on the coach. Let's stay right here real quick, because I need to pull it up first.
And I got one for him too, Chico, after that.
Okay, I'll pull this up first. Go ahead.
You want me to go?
You said after that. Yeah. Go ahead before that. Go ahead.
Chuck, I know that SWAC Media Day is coming up as well next week. Birmingham, Alabama, midweek. And I know, of course, you'll be there in attendance. Check out the coverage from inside the HBCU Sports Lab. We'll be going live all day, so you'll make sure y'all check that out. But I want to ask you, going into it, and what are you looking for vibe-wise? Because, the SWAC has opted in, although they were not a part of the lawsuit that sued the Big Four, the quote-unquote House settlement. The commissioner and the presidents decide to opt in, which means the SWAC will be playing players as well. There's yet to be a rollout. Do you think the vibe with the ADs and coaches, if that's going to be something that's going to be talked about, or is this just still remains to be seen?
No, I think that'll absolutely be on the forefront with regards to what a lot of HBCU fans ask in terms of how will you make this work? And I know the Southwestern Athletic Conference, they're going to have sort of a best practices document that they'll be looking at with regards to the presidents and the athletic directors. But I think there are going to be a lot of questions in terms of opting in, what this will mean for the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And you're starting to see, we've talked about conference churning for the past few years with regards to at the FBS level, but now you're starting to see a lot of FCS teams take a look at where is the money. The money is going to be at the FBS level with regards to bowl games and things of that nature. I'm sure that will be a question in terms of, is the SWAC seriously taking a look at potentially, a bump to FBS? I think these are a lot of questions that'll be on the table with regards to not just the commissioner of Southwestern Athletic Conference, Charles McClellan, but also athletic directors as well. So really looking forward to next week. And then, of course, you have some new coaches coming into the league in terms of Sam Shade up there at Alabama A&M. You also have Tremaine Jackson at Prairie View. You got some great storylines going into next week. And I think the biggest storyline is, can Jackson State do it again? Can they do back-to-back in terms of winning the HBCU National Championship? TC Taylor and the Jackson State Tigers, I'm sure they will be center stage with regards to next week. And is there a team that's waiting in the weeds that can knock them off?
All good stuff, man. I think that, shout out to the SWAC leadership under Charles McClellan, our homeboy from Jackson, Mississippi, doing great things. But I don't know if when you had JUCOs be announced that it's no longer going to count against your eligibility, and then you had the Power 4 lawsuit get settled where you can get paid. I don't know if the SWAC had a choice, because you can kind of get marginalized budget-wise down to JUCOs because I can go play at the JUCO, get my value up, then go to a Power 4, get my money up.
Sure.
And so I think that has to play. Any word from the MEAC of what they're going to do?
I believe that MEAC will be opted in. I'm not sure, and I have to go back and read whether they made that decision or not. I can't positively say whether they have or haven't right now. But it'll be very interesting to see what a lot of teams who are sitting at the FCS level with regards to the changing landscape of college athletics. What are they going to do? You know, in terms of from a football standpoint, we know with regards to basketball, March Madness, and the sort of revenue that it generates. But I think you and I have talked about this a little bit. You know, staying stagnant is not, is going to be very hard to do. You know, when you take a look at where the treasure actually is. So,
yeah,
it remains to be seen. We'll see what happens with it.
And before we transition to Chico, let me just say to Mo and Smuggles KB that y'all out there trying to talk about, do you want to know if the booty arm could get a BBL or asking for a friend? We try to keep this thing like, come on, y'all, help us out. Help us out.
Oh, so are we trying to keep this
booty
thing?
arm, just bicep curls, just get some curls up. But just come on, y'all. If y'all could just focus for the culture, just like a 10 minutes, be serious,
They can't help it.
Chuck, he talking about some be serious, but he go to highlight.
Right, exactly. So kneeling of him.
Hey, Chico, I could have went and just never mentioned it, but I'm like, hey, let me really
try that like he all serious too.
Right.
I just don't have a lot of tolerance for the foolishness, man, and just want to see the Smuggles KB and Mo. Just come on, y'all.
Of course.
They follow in the lead. They follow your lead. Huh?
I know, right? The Pied Piper of foolishness. Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, hey. What you got for me, Chico?
Well, I could have gone many ways. Before we go back to Colorado football, let's just go back to what's in the news right now. That's Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. And Floyd is basically trolling Roy Jones by posting of the video of him getting knocked out a couple times. But the question I wanted to ask, because it was asked to not Floyd, but Roy Jones. And Roy said that he thinks that Sugar Ray Leonard, a prime Sugar Ray, could have beaten Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, that make you sigh right there. And we talked about this. We mentioned Sugar Ray on this show before. So I want the chat to answer this question. I want to get thoughts from Uncle Neely and Professor Chuck Bishop. Your thoughts on who would win between a prime Sugar Ray and a prime Roy Jones or Floyd Mayweather?
I got to go Sugar Ray. The reason I'm saying that, I've seen both of them at their prime. I'm old enough to have seen both of them at their prime. The relentlessness of Sugar Ray, the heart of Sugar Ray, is something you just cannot measure. And Floyd, in his career, rightly so, the way he was managing the fights he picked, he's never really been in that deep water that Sugar Ray would take you to.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray's speed and defense would be on par with Floyd. Floyd would not hit Sugar Ray as much as he's hit other opponents, but Sugar Ray would definitely hit Floyd more than he's been hit. And people look at Sugar Ray and saw that small stature, but look what he did to Tommy Hearns with a couple punches.
He did.
I think it would be a great fight. I think it'll be a trilogy. And I'm even willing to say, 1-1 with a draw. I think it's that easy. But I got to go pound for pound, style for style, as styles contrast. I'm going to go Sugar Ray over Floyd Mayweather.
Pound for pound, Sugar Ray Roberts, the greatest boxer ever lived. He better than Cassius Clay. He better than Sugar Ray. He better than what's the new boy come on look like a bulldog. Mike Tyson whoop his ass, whoop all the ass. My bad. Go ahead.
That's a very good one. Prime Sugar Ray got knocked out by Roberto Duran. And there's
no slouching. There's no shame in that.
No shame in that. No shame in that because Roberto Duran, hands of stone, was a beast during that time. And I think the problem is I've never seen somebody challenge Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. I just haven't seen. I mean, like, he is the perfect counterpuncher. And his defense is unbelievable. So I hate to say this because I love history. I love Sugar Ray, but the scales might tip towards Floyd Mayweather for me.
Nice. We got 1-1 vote right there. That might be, like you said, might be a one win, then a draw. Win for each, and then the draw. That's
I
killer
kind of
pick
like
right
that
there.
1-1-1. Yeah, I could see that.
Well,
Ooh,
man, I guess it's gonna come to me then. Y'all let us know, but I'll say this, dog. One, y'all just made the point for me. I think Sugar Ray has been knocked down before, right?
Yep.
I think once you've been knocked down or you've lost the fight, it's always in your head. If you've never been there before, you know what I mean? You're like, I can't go there. So it's like a space that you've never been, that you don't know of. So a guy who's never lost before, I think he's going to have more of that dog in him to be like, I can't even go to that space. I'm not going to lose. I can't lose. You know, it's a different type of fight. But then also y'all made the point of how Sugar Ray in those flurries at the end of the round, getting those points and stuff like that. Well, that was Floyd's MO too, whether he got that from Sugar Ray or whatever. But it's kind of like they'll be fighting mirror images of themselves with Floyd's defense and his quickness and his point getting. Same thing with Sugar Ray, man. You talking about this might be the best hypothetical fight we can come up with in boxing with these two right here.
And I think Unc said something that really intrigues me is that I've never seen Floyd in the deep water. I've never seen that. It's something to be said for coming out on the other side.
Is that something to be said about his defense or about the people he's fought? Or like what? Is he just that good? He's never been in that deep water? Or y'all feel like it's competition?
For me, I think it's a culmination of it all. But the fact remains is like it's a different fight at round 8 than it is different at 4. It's a different fight at round 4 than it's a different one. If you got to have been there and done that. And I think that, you know, Floyd, and I hate to say stuff like this because it sounds like I'm taking something away from Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, just one of the greatest absolute fighters that ever walked the face of this planet.
Yeah.
However, understanding his management team and the styles make fights, you know, rightly so. Let me say this: he picked fights knowing he was going in the overdog. You know, he wasn't sitting there putting himself at risk like that. When back in the Dizzy, you know, you had to fight who was next. No matter if they were better than you, worse than you, you fought who was next. Floyd Mayweather had the benefit of coming up in the boxing era.
Yeah,
where you have to do that. And so Sugar Ray has been tested like that before. Sugar Ray has fought guys that given the choice, hell, I ain't finna fight him. But he didn't come in that era. He had to fight him.
Yeah.
And when I say deep water and tested, that's what I mean. But I still think first fight, Sugar Ray, second fight, Floyd, third fight, draw.
I like that. 1-1-1.
I think Sugar Ray gets him the first right. Floyd figures it out because his corner is a mofo.
Yeah.
Second fight, and they just rock in Apollo in the third one.
But let me prime Roy Jones Jr. Oh my God.
Well, see, you know, yeah, Roy and Floyd, two different kind of sizes, two different weight classes and sizes and stuff. So I don't think that could ever.
No, we can't even suppose that one because one, if Roy Jones hits Floyd, it's over just then, right? And then Floyd does not have the ability to knock out Roy.
No,
so he can post all the jokes about Roy being knocked out. Floyd Mayweather Jr. does not have the punching power to make Roy Jones Jr. take a knee, but Roy Jones Jr. has the punching power to make Floyd Mayweather crap on himself.
Yeah.
Floyd has some tough fights, has some tough opponents, should I say. And I think he, you know, hit a couple of tough marks during the fight, but overall, he just outshined those guys, man. Floyd, I think it shows his ability rather than, you know, the point whether his opponent was like a guy like Oscar De La Hoya. You know, he's fought some guys, Cotto, Shane Mosley, but those last two, like they might have been over the hill at the time when Floyd got them. So I think that's what Uncle's trying to talk about.
Midwest, that's exactly what I'm saying. They're two different weight classes. It's ridiculous to even suppose it.
Yeah, that's what we said to start it off. Midwest.
Some people listen to respond, not listen to understand.
Unball your fist. That's a t-shirt. All
There
right, y'all
is
chat can let us know what they think, who y'all think will win in that fight. Floyd Mayweather versus the legend Sugar Ray Leonard.
enjoyed it,
Right?
brothers. Enjoyed it.
Yes,
I got to get
indeed.
back up to campus now.
Yes, indeed. Hey, man,
All
we
right, man.
appreciate you joining us, bringing it
You
in
had
with us.
nothing else. You had nothing else, ain't it? Stop
Summer
flunking them,
too.
man. Stop flunking them kids, man.
All right, Chuck. Appreciate you once again.
Thank you, brothers.
Hey, let
Thank
us see
you.
it one time before you go, Chuck.
Peace, Chuck.
That's how
Appreciate
you
you,
increase
Chuck.
the value. Keep it to you. I like that. I like that. Don't let the money make you. You make the money, baby.
Damn right. Bye.
All right, dog.
You ain't seeing that booty off for free on no Monday morning. You got to come Sunday
BBL.
night, the VIP, to see the real booty off.
BBL booty. Ooh. Let's talk about this real quick, like
Yes, you are.
we get up out of here, man. Got updates once again. Colorado football and our thoughts on what's going on this season. What you guys should expect. Big 12 Media Day with 5 guys going. 2 of them will be from the quarterback position. I don't think we've seen that before. I don't think we've seen a guy as young as Juju Lewis is going to be taking on all these questions from the media going on. You got a media marathon getting ready to pop off. First of all, how do you think those guys are going to handle it? Some of the preparations that they had, that they went through to get ready for this. Can you talk about that before we get into the actual season?
Yeah, I think these guys are going to be ready. Coach Prime has selected his 2 quarterbacks. K Salt, Juju are going model from special teams, and so and DJ McKinney from defense is going. I think that you're going to have, some guys who are ready to take on the questions, but more importantly, you got a group of guys that are ready to carry the flag for the program and be ambassadors of the entire team and know that they're representing not only their names and their families' names, but everyone back on campus, in the locker room as well. So I think Coach Prime did a great job in who he selected to represent the university. As y'all may be aware, we don't sit down with these guys and tell them what to say, but we sit down with them and go through some media training. We've done that with each of the participants, so I think they're ready for it. But just like we talked about fighting and football games and all that, nothing replaces doing it. And so they'll be there, man. They'll be ready to be a great experience for them. Photo shoots for the season take place, so they'll be bringing uniforms and doing some change of clothes before they do certain interviews. They'll do some group stuff and individual stuff. It's just an exciting time for them to kick it off. And there's always this old adage out there, Chico, that if you got 2 quarterbacks, you ain't got one. And I think for Coach Prime to have his 2 quarterbacks going just shows, the leadership that he trusts, in the senior and Salt and in the true freshman Juju to have them speak on behalf of the team. And we'll get through August and see who really gets the nod. But between Jordan Seaton, his personality, that he's going to give you some moments. DJ McKinney Mata and the 2 quarterbacks. It's going to be a great Big 12 Media Day. Colorado's is on Wednesday. Big 12 Media Day is Tuesday and Wednesday, but Colorado's portion is just on Wednesday.
Yeah. Once again, that's Jordan Seaton, DJ McKinney, Alejandro Mata, Juju Lewis, and Caden Salter will be the 5 guys that will be at the media day representing Colorado Buffaloes football. For one thing, I want to talk about the freshman Juju Lewis being selected. I think that shows the confidence in the coaching staff in him. That shows that maturity, and it also shows that this guy has been putting in the work to even be considered to be a possible starter for this team. It shows his talent level, but it also shows that we have, instead of saying that we don't have a quarterback because we have 2, I think we're in great position to have a quarterback for now and a quarterback for the future. And both of them are high level guys and high character guys also. So we're going to see them speak well in front of the media, and you guys will be able to see that firsthand.
Yeah, I like that both of them are going, man, because it still adds some a degree of additional depth to the quote unquote QB battle. In the past, you have had, or if you're the head coach being Coach Prime, you've had your quarterback in Shedeur Sanders, and this is the first time that the QB1 spot truly had a wide open race for it. So why not give both of them a chance to articulate themselves to the media? Because I will tell you this, knowing Coach Prime, Deion Sanders the way I know him, everything matters. This is not just about X's and O's on the field. It's who can lead this team, whether it's the classroom, meetings on time, film being watched, who can be the vocal leader, who can be the leader, that people look for in the personification of it. Are they doing their thing? And that includes media stuff. And so to me, it's not a question of, oh, we don't have a quarterback because we're taking two. It's a testament that we got two damn good ones, and they both deserve the opportunity to see who can shine. And one thing I love about the dynamic between the two of them is it's a competition without being combative. Like if you watch them in the weight room or doing PLPs, they know they're both going for the same job, but more importantly than the same job, they both want to win. Because the only way you go to the NFL is you play on a winning team. And so situationally, you're the better person to get us this win. I just want to win, dog. Like it ain't got to be me every rep, every snap, every game. I want to win.
And then I think they have a natural, and I don't want to say this as if it's downing or whatever, or sunning somebody, but I think it's a natural big brother, little brother situation in a good way, in a respectful way, in a way that this guy's played 3 years of college football. He's been, productive, and he's done his thing. I'm a freshman coming in. I can learn some things from him at the same time competing with him. You might see that look at Shador and Joe Flacco. Shador can learn from Flacco, but at the same time, I want to take your job. I want to be the starter. I have talent too. So I think that dynamic there is showing that maturity between those two guys, and that dynamic will show that it can help this team in the long run. I think to have both of these guys showing that maturity, being able to have that relationship with each other, that can speak volumes throughout the team. Also,
well said.
Appreciate it. All right, Louisiana Glenn. And Chico, don't forget to tell the chat to hit the like button. Louisiana Glenn said, hit that like button if you haven't already. What you're waiting on, we appreciate it. As soon as you do it, we just went up to 150 likes with over 500 people watching this. What are you waiting for? Now we got Hal D in the chat with a super chat. I'll try to read that.
Halbert Dawkins. I love how you always say try to read it like it's a challenge for me or something. Halbert Dawkins Jr. 499 super chat. Appreciate that, Hal. Y'all let Coach Prime know we're praying for him, and he is always in our thoughts, man. We'll hold on, Hal. Watch me screenshot this thing and watch me send it to him. I got you covered. Hal D, I got to be honest with you. Story time. Put it up.
Story time.
Put it up.
That's a lie.
But I thought.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. I told you, Manny not here. I might hit the wrong button sometimes. So he showed me what the buttons were, but I said, he doesn't speak great English. So he just point and say, push this one with that one and this one with this. And so I get it right. All right, here we go.
Man, I want the logo. We can't get the logo too?
Not on the morning run, but.
Man. All right, man. Story time. Hal D, swear to God. Thought about you just the other day, Hal D. I'm not going to tell nobody the situations. I'm not going to give them the details. I'll give to Chico later. I was out to dinner, Hal D, man, a group of us. And it was time for the group to break off. But we were going like to the other side of the building. And so somebody had to stay where the table was and watch the purses. And so we were like, hey, Hal, stay here and watch the purses. And you know how you say yes to something before you realize what you said yes to? She's like, oh, I got you. She's like, hey, man, wait a minute. That means I can't go. So, later on, we saw a face peeping through the curtain. And they're like, Hal, you supposed to be watching the purses. Hal D, love you.
Hal, do you see? Appreciate you, Hal D. W Best Queen. I said, dang, you do it too much.
Man. Y'all ain't went and watch this movie like I told y'all to. Go watch The Burial. I think it's on
Burial.
Yeah, go watch The Burial.
You know one movie I haven't watched yet that's been pretty popular and people say I need to watch is Sinners. And I'm like, I don't know about watching that.
I think it's still at the theaters though, ain't it? Like,
no, it's on like you can see it on like I think it's Amazon or something nowadays. It's on your TV now. So I'm kind of scared to watch that, for some reason.
Andre
I want to
Walker,
watch it and support,
he
but
watched it already, man. He said he watched the burial already. Andre Walker, appreciate that. You saw that talented brother who put the whole team together. That was Hal Dawkins. That guy was portraying Hal D.
Hal D. HBO Max. All right, man. Hey, real update on Coach Prime. You have any update on Coach Prime for everybody asking out there? Like,
I see him on social media, doing his walks around the ranch and entertain his guests. Keith Sweat was there the other day. I text with him, gave him some media updates this past weekend. Look at Hal D talking about the game. The game is to be sold, not told.
absolutely.
Hal, I ain't give him all the details. Hal, it was fun. It was a funny night though. Watch the purses. Hal. You watch the purses.
Speaking of last night, man, I went to the comedy show last night to see DC Young Fly out here in Hawaii. Shout out to DC Young Fly, man, who did his thing. Very funny young brother. I was impressed to be up there on the stage, with a microphone, just you and the microphone, a bunch of people looking at you. Yeah. You have to continue to speak like we have. It's similar in a way what we're doing right now, but these people aren't looking directly at us, and we don't have lights like shining down on us in front of a stage. So, oh Lord,
Chico do have. Well, you right, Hal D. First of all, you right. Chico do need to come roll with us one time for the one time. He wouldn't go back to Hawaii. But first, Chico, let me say this. I don't know what you think is happening, but the people are looking at you. Like right
That's
now.
What I'm saying. Well, I'm saying, all right, they're looking,
they're
but
not looking directly.
we can't see them. They're not in the same presence.
Oh,
like,
say that because right now,
them.
Chico, it's almost 500 people looking at you.
Absolutely. Y'all see this? I got a face for radio, don't I?
Big Papa Funk said, Chico, who was your date to the comedy show? Not me, Big Papa Funk ass. I don't care.
I had 4 twins with me. 2 sets of twins with me.
4 twins.
2 sets of twins. I got to get it
right.
Okay,
4 people. Okay.
4 people, 2 sets of twins with me. Yeah, and I could have got in scotch free too, but then you had this worker come on. Hey, you can't be in this early, sir. You can't be in this early. So when you get a hookup, you don't want to mess up your hookup and be like, hey, your security let me in. But I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let you feel like you did your job. Let me go ahead and walk out, and then I'll walk right back in, just to let you know you ain't did your job. Good enough.
David Butler say the only difference is he can't throw a tomato at you on YouTube. But in person, he throws something on that stage.
You can throw a super chat at me and see what it hit. Try it.
That's a good one, Chico. Try it. I bet you won't.
I bet you won't.
I bet you won't throw a super chat at Chico right there.
All right, Louisiana Glenn, I'm gonna hit you up and give you my address to where to send the collard greens to, because I'm gonna hold you to that. You cannot pump fake and say you're gonna send me some collard greens. And shout out to JJ Williamson from the SIP. Uncle Neela's homeboy got a special coming up in August. Y'all make sure y'all look out for that. We're gonna have him back on the show to promote it. JJ from the SIP. Also, Coach Prime's new shoe had just had a commercial come out, man. Shout out to Nike. Got a fire commercial with Coach Prime. You guys can check that out also. In the meantime, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Good Morning Run.
I'm shaking my head at Andre Walker, man. Come on, dog.
Hold up. 4 twins. 4 of his homeboys who happen to be twins. I ain't never said
you didn't identify gender, Chico.
I did.
You had 4 twins, which
I did on purpose. The 4 twins could have been. I had $4 with me. All of them was ones. You know what I mean? So,
but you ain't get your hair did for nothing. You had somebody with you.
Hey man, shout out to T Braids 808 Hawaii. You said it, Unc, so I gotta say it too. T Braids 808 Hawaii. Unc said I got the the crossover like AI.
Yeah. You hit it with the yeah.
T Braids 808 Hawaii hooks me up. I appreciate you. Make sure y'all go follow on there. Louisiana Glenn said nothing fake here, my boy. One call. That's all. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Much love, Louisiana Glenn. Tig Old Bitties, Martin Weefall. All right. Until next time, man. The Morning Run. Uncle Neely, Big Dog Chico on the Pregame Network. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all the other social media accounts. at Uncle Neely and Big Dog Chico. Uncle, you want to leave them with something?
Yes, sir. Don't forget Unc and Chico. That and is spelled out UNKANDCHICO. UncandChico.myshopify.com. We got TMR10. That's your code. The morning run. TMR10 gonna get you 10% off. Keep checking back because if we keep updating the inventory and the merchandise, but go ahead and get in when you fit in. Use that code. Get 10% off. We'd appreciate you.
We would appreciate you. I appreciate all the comments too, even ones like this. Chico gets his hair.
Come on, dog.
I'm my bad. I clicked on it too fast.
Come on. I told you about putting up before you read it. That man said you at the local jail, sitting between. Come on and braid my hair.
Oh man, I gotta definitely start reading them chats first. I just put it up on.
What we doing?
I got you, Mo. All right. We'll get these.
Good one, Mo. Hey, you did a Sugar Ray, Mo. You stole around right there at the end, just a little flurry. Yeah.
All right, guys. Y'all know what to do, man. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, man. We appreciate y'all joining us once again. This is Morning Run, the coldest show that you can find on the internet. Each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 12 noon Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern Time if I can get it all out. All right? Y'all know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, and everything else. Go to the website. Get you some. Y'all see it right there. Merch is available right now. Not right now, but right now.
Watch the purses, Hal.
The next time, man, we up and about it the same piece in the Middle East. Yeah.